In our class this morning, we are going to look into the rules for divisibility and we are also going to look into number patterns. Now, rules of divisibility, we're going to look into ways you can detect where 2, 3, 4, even 5 and the other numbers, digits can divide another. And that the rules governing them. And under this, we're going to also look into triangular numbers, rectangular numbers, even the Fibonacci sequence. Under this, we are going to consider with the following, that any whole number is exactly divisible by a 2 if its last digit is even or it has 0. Any whole number can be divided by 2 when the last digit of that number is even. That is an even number or 0. What we mean by that? Example, look at this set of numbers, 5, 5, 3. It's not what? Divisible by 2 because this one is not even. Now 5, 5, 0, 5, 5, 2, 5, 5, 4. All these ones are divisible by 2 because the last digit is 0 or they are even numbers. This one is not divisible by 2 because this last digit is not what? 0 and is not an even number. 3 is not an even number. Only whole number is divisible by 3 if the sum of the digits, if the sum of these digits is divisible by 3. Any number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Now, on the divisibility by 3, we have an example. If we talk about 111, 111 can be divided by 3 since 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 3, and 3 can divide this number. Let us consider another number. 1, 2, 3 is divisible by 3 since 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6, which is divisible by 3. Let's look at higher values. 5, 2, 4. This is 5 plus 2, 6, 7 plus this is what? 11. Cannot be divided by 3. It's not what? Divisible
Uncle.
by 3. Since
but can 2 divide it?
2 can divide this number, but what? 3 cannot divide it. We say it now. This one cannot work because 3 cannot divide, the sum of these digits cannot be divided by 3. So, why these ones can be divided by what? 3. For the fourth one, any whole number is divisible by 4. Is divisible by 4 for if the last 2 digits of that number, of that whole number, forms a number divisible by 4. If its last 2 digits form a number divisible by 4. That's the rule for divisibility rule for 4. Now, you look at an example. The last example we wrote was 2, 5, 2, 4. These two last digits is divisible by what? 4. Which means that what? 5, 4, 2, 4 is divisible by 4. 4 can divide this number because these last two digits can be divided by 4. Look at this one. If you say 9, 1, 2, you see that what? These last two digits can be divided by what? 4. 12 can be divided by 4. It's divisible by 4. Then this number follows. 10360 is divisible by 4 because 60 can be divided by 4. Now, you say that what? 5 can divide a number if its last digit is 5 or 0. Say 5 can, this is a fifth one, or okay, this is the fourth one. Remember, we started from 2. 5 can divide a number if what the last digit of that number is 5 or 0. Now, 5 can divide a number if the last digit is 5 or 0. Okay, any number that ends with 5 is divisible by what? 5. And any number that ends with 0 is divisible by 5. Okay, Favor, give us 2 numbers you know that ends with 5.
Is it
125.
525, correct, is divisible by 5. And another one.
305.
305 is 05. Okay. Kelvin, give us one.
10.
10 is divisible by 5 because it ends with 0. Abuchi, give us one.
It's 2 now.
I know, it's 2. Okay.
15.
Amanda, give us one. Abuchi, give us one. Any number that... Now you say that what? 6 can divide a number if can divide a number if its last 2 digits, that is, its last digit is even, or say if its last digit is even number, and yes, and it can be divided by either 3 or
this.
yes. This can divide a number if its last digit is even and the sum of its digits is divisible by 3. Now, for this particular statement, you see I thought the last digit being even means that it's divisible by 2, and the sum of its digit being divided by 3 or being divisible by 3 shows that what 3 can divide that. So any number that what 2 and 3 can divide comfortably, 2 and 3 can divide comfortably is what is divisible by what 6. Any number that what 2 and 3 can divide comfortably is divisible by 6. Now, how can 6 divide a number? You say that what its last digit is even, and the sum of its digits is divisible by 3.
Uncle, I cannot
Yes.
see the board. Cannot see the board well.
Good. 1824. Favor, say your own.
Uncle, let me say.
Yes, Kevin?
16.
16 cannot be divided by 3, but is divisible by 2. Because the sum of 16 is 7. 7 cannot be divided by 3. Abuchi, what do you have to say?
Uncle, let me say.
12.
12, correct. Amanda, 12.
Uncle.
Let's go to 3 digits
Uncle.
number. 3 digit
Uncle,
numbers.
Uncle, 20.
Kevin, what do you want to say?
20.
20 cannot be divided by 3 because the
Uncle.
sum of that number is 2. Yes?
Uncle, 72.
Yes. 42. Correct. 42 can be divided by 2 and 3 because the sum of these is 6.
72.
What do you say?
I said
72.
72.
Okay, 72 is correct. Let's move away from 2-digit numbers. Okay, 312 is divisible by 6 because the sum of this is divisible by 3 and the number is even.
Uncle.
Yes?
672.
672. 672 is divisible by 2, correct? And the sum of this is 15, which is divisible by 3, correct? So that's by the way. Let's now move on. No. For 7, there's no easy rule for division by 7. So take note of that. The next one we are having here is a rule for 8. A number or any number can be divided or divided by 8 if the last digit or if its last digit if its last digits form a number divisible by 8. A number can be divided by 8 if its last 3 digits form a number divisible by 8. That's the rule for divisibility rule. Look at 4, 3, 2, 8 can be divided by 8 because these 3, 2, 8 can be divided by 8. Even 5, 8, 0, 8 can be divided by what? 8. So far as the last 3 digits are divisible by 8, then the number can be divided, the whole of the numbers by 1. Now you say that 9 can divide the number if the sum can divide the number if the sum of the digits is divisible by 9. Example, we have 918 can be divided by 9 because what? The sum of these digits gives us what? 9 plus 1 plus 8 to give us 18, which is divisible by 9. So this number can be divided by 9. It has the same rule with 3. Division by 3 and division by 9 have same rule. Number if what? If the last digit is 0. So once any number ends with 0, 10 can divide that number. Just a very simple rule for 10. So let's quickly look into some examples on these rules for divisibility. To see which of them are exactly divisible by 6. So we have the first one, 6328. The second one, 7138. And 2005. Remember this one, 6,328, 7,138, and 2005. So let us check. If you look at this 5 is not even there. This particular one is not there because the last digit ends with what? An odd number. And one of the rules for this says that what? The number must be even, and the sum of the number must be divided by 3. Sum must be divisible by 3. These are the criteria for divisibility or division by 6. So let us check which of these numbers will fall into this category. If any rule fails, both cannot, this number cannot be divided by 6. Now, since this one has failed the first rule, that it must be even, this one is not part of it, so this one can never hold. So let us check. 6328. Each of the rule gives them a mark. For rule 1, it marked it. It can be divided by what? 2, because this number is even. This digit is even because the last one is even number, and this one also is even. Both of them satisfy the property that they must be even numbers. Now let us check for the second one, that the sum must be divisible by 3. We are going to add these digits and check what we have. For the first one, 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 8. This is 9. 9 plus 2, 11. 11 plus 8 is what? 19. 19 cannot be divided by what? 3. This number cannot be divided by 3. So the second rule fails here. And remember that the second rule also fails in this one because this cannot be divided by 3 also. In this case, in the second one, we have 7 plus 1 plus 3 plus 8. 7 plus 1 is what? 8. 8 plus 3 is what? 11. 11 plus 8 is what? 19. Cannot be divided by 6. Do you get it now? So 3 cannot divide this number by this. So none of them worked out for 6. So none of the numbers can be divided by what? 6. Now let us pick another set of numbers and see if the numbers can be divided by. Now, considering this number, let's see what will happen. In the first one, 4,770 is an even number. Yes, this is an even number. Together with this is an even number because this one ends with an even number and this one also 0. So this is divisible by 2 and this one is divisible by 2. The laws of the first have been met. Now the second one is the sum must be divided or must be divisible by 3. Let us add these ones. 4 plus 7 plus 7 plus 0. 4 plus 7 is what? 11 plus 18. 18 can be divided by 3. So the second rule goes for this. So which means that 6 can divide this. So far as this divisibility by 2 and divisibility by 3 holds, this number can be divided by 6. And in the second one, we have 3 plus 6 plus 0 plus 3 plus 6. When you add this is 9 plus 0, 9 plus this is what? 12 plus 6, we have what? 18. So this is also 18, which means that the number can be divided by 3. Now, we have seen it here that 4770 is divisible by 2 and divisible by 3. So hence 6 can divide 4770. And 36,036 can also be divided by 6 because 2 can divide the number and 3 can divide the number. Did you understand?
Yes, uncle.
Okay. Favor, what about you? It seems she has network problem.
It is a game. We host you. Sit up your
470. The first criteria here is that the number must be even. So it is an even number because it ends with 0. Now, if you check again that the sum must be divisible by 3. If you check here, 4 plus 7 is 11 plus 7 is what? 18. 18 is divisible by 3. When 3 divides 18, you get what? 6. So if 3 can divide this number and 2 can divide this number, it means that 6 can divide this number because these two laws hold. Now, for the second one, 36,036, if you check, this last digit is even. So 2 can divide this number. It makes the first law to hold. In the second one, it must be divisible by 3. So when you sum this thing, rule of divisibility by 3, it says that the sum of the digits must give us a number that 3 can divide. So that was what brought in this addition of these numbers. 3 plus 6 is 9 plus 0, 9 plus 3, 12 plus 6 is 18. So that same 18 has come here again. This shows that 3 can divide this number. So 3 dividing this number and also the number being even number shows that this 6 can divide the number. So these two numbers we have written here are exactly divisible by 6. Did you understand, Favor?
Yes, uncle.
Okay. Michael, for the last time, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Classwork. In this classwork, which of these numbers is or are exactly divisible by 6? Using that rule which we gave earlier, which of these numbers is or are exactly divisible by 6? This one is even, but cannot be divided by 3 because the sum of the numbers cannot be divided by 3. When you sum this one, you have 7 plus 6, 13 plus 3, 16 plus this is have what? 21, 27. Sum is 27 and is divisible by 3. But this one is even. But the sum is 9 plus 1, 10, 11, and what? 17. Sum is 17, which cannot be divided by 3. This one is not divided by 2. It's not divisible by 2 because it is not an even number. Why this one is divisible by what? 2 and also divisible by 3. So we thank you for that. Let's just quickly look into number patterns before we end the class. When we talk about multiples of 3, we have about 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and so on. Now, we also have squares. We also have squares of numbers. Like we have 1, 4.
Troublemaker. Uncle. Uncle.
Uncle, bring back the book now.
These ones are squares of numbers. Now, there is what we call Fibonacci sequence. 1, 1, 2. Look at this one. 1 plus 1, we have 2. 2 plus 1, we have 3. 3 plus 2, we have 5. 5 plus 3, we have 8. 8 plus 5, we have 13, and so on. So this is what we call the Fibonacci sequence.
Good morning, sir.
Number patterns. We also have triangular and rectangular number.
Good morning.
This one, add 2 here, get 3, add 3, get this, add 4, add 5, you get this, add 6, you get this. So this type of pattern is what we call the triangular. You say the triangular numbers. So this is the number system of triangular sequence. Also, the next one we have is rectangular numbers. This assignment, complete the table. If you check this number, what can be divided by, okay, what and what can divide this number? 2 cannot divide this number because it is not what? An even number. Let's use another color for it. 2 cannot divide it because it's not an even number. 3 can divide it because the sum can be divided by 3. 4 cannot divide it because it is not an even number also. 5 can divide this number because it ends with 5. 6 cannot divide this number because it's not an even number. It is true that 3 can divide it, but so far as these 2 cannot, none of just the 2 criterion are not met, it cannot be divided by 6. 8 cannot divide the number, but 9 can divide this number. So using this pattern, you have to find if the rest can be divided by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. We would like to get your responses as soon as possible. We thank you for being part of our class today. Do remember to subscribe to our videos. Thank you so much.